Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are waiting for one of our panelists to join. Just in a couple of minutes, we will start the program, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are waiting for one of our panelists to join. Just in a couple of minutes, we will start the program, inshallah. Here we start. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I welcome all of you. Very warm welcome to all the participants who joined today. This is our 5th event in the series of 8 days, strong family, strong society. So today we will have panel discussion addressing contemporary challenges to family values. The timing will be from 6:30 to 8:30. So we started here. On behalf of Qatar Friend Circle, in Indian Friend Circle of Qatar, I welcome all of you, and especially to our guest, Mr. Dilip Kutti, Ms. Ruchi Kapoor, Sunita Chaturvedi, Ms. Joy Mary, and Mrs. Khalida Parveen, and to all who have joined from Qatar and beyond. Just to introduce you, the campaign is this campaign is organized by Indian Friend Circle. This is an organization that has been actively participating in various community activities in Qatar for many years. IFC regularly organizes events aimed at creating social awareness and bringing people of different communities together. IFC also volunteers with Qatar Charity and Ministry of Culture in their activities. And IFC Qatar actively volunteered during the COVID crisis, delivering food kits, collecting data, and also holds regular blood donation camps at Hamad Hospital. This Strong Family, Strong Society is a week-long campaign organized by Ladies Wing of IFC, aimed to create awareness of the present-day challenges facing of our society and ways to address them. So we will start the program with recitation of Quran. I welcome Abdul Muhaimin to start the program with his recitation of Quran. Abdul Muhaimin.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وقضى ربك ألا تعبدوا إلا إياه وقضى ربك ألا تعبدوا إلا إياه وبالوالدين إحسانا إما يبلغن عندك الكبر أحدهما أو كلاهما فلا تقل لهما أف ولا تنهرهما وقل لهما قولا كريما واخفض لهما جناح الذل من الرحمة وقل رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا ربكم أعلم بما في نفوسكم ربكم أعلم بما في نفوسكم إن تكونوا صالحين فإنه كان للأوابين غفورا وآت ذا القربى حقه والمسكين وابن السبيل ولا تبذر تبذيرا إن المبذرين كانوا إخوان الشياطين وكان الشيطان لربه كفورا صدق الله العظيم. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most gracious. Your Lord has commanded that you should worship none but Him, and that you be kind to your parents. If either or both of them reach old age with you, say no word that shows impatience with them, and do not be harsh with them, but speak to them respectfully. And lower your wing in humility towards them, and in kindness say, Lord, have mercy on them just as they cared for me when I was little. Your Lord knows best what is in your hearts. If you are good, He is most forgiving to those who return to Him. And give relatives their due, and the needy and the travelers, and do not squander your wealth wastefully.
Jazakallah khair. Thank you very much, Hamza. Now I will hand over to Dr. Abdul Saleem. Dr. Abdul Saleem is the moderator of today's panel discussion. And with the small introduction or brief introduction of Dr. Abdul Saleem, I will hand it over to him. Dr. Abdul Saleem has a PhD in civil engineering. He is from India, Gulbarga, Karnataka. He taught civil engineering in India and Qatar, served as head of civil engineering at KBN Engineering College, Gulbarga, and at the Faculty of Technology, Qatar University as well. He is currently holding a senior position in the oil and gas sector. He is in Qatar since 1992. He has 35 years of cumulative experience in academics and professional engineering, involved in community services at education, environment, society, and literary front. He is a founder member of a reputed Indian school in Qatar. He has published several technical papers in reputed journals and presented research work in India, Qatar, Kuwait, Jordan, Saudi, and USA. So with this introduction of Dr. Abdul Saleem, I request Dr. Abdul Saleem to take the charge and start today's actual program, the main program of panel discussion. Dr. Abdul Saleem.
Thank you very much, Mr. Farooq. It's my pleasure. Let me start. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Very good evening and welcome to all of you. We are gathered here to discuss a very important topic, and in the form of a panel discussion with our distinguished panelists who are coming from different background and also different regions of India. If you start to think over why we selected this topic, contemporary challenges to family values. If one analyzes today's problem in the world at global level, there could be a global warming as one of the major challenges, a terrorism issue, economic slump, but these are not the real challenges to humanity. So what is more worse and what is more damaging to humanity is disintegration of the families, disinclination in committed marriages, non-prioritized parenting, non-commitment for lasting and functional families. As one of our contemporary poet from India, he said in Urdu or Hindi, let me quote here, Hindu dikhai de ke Musalman dikhai de, aankhein taras rahi hain ke insaan dikhai de. Be it a Hindu or a Muslim, my eyes are tirelessly searching for a human being. Coming towards our panelists, I'm delighted to be in company of our esteemed panelists today, majority of whom, as you have seen, out of 5, 4 of them are respected women. They are highly educated and also had a professional as well as social service background. So this indicates that 80% of our panel is assigned to women, and this makes a good sense here, because the issue of family, the best solution can come out from women rather than men. Let me start with one of our panelists. I will introduce her and then we will listen from her to take up the subject further. First of all, I would like to introduce Ms. Joy Mary Ninan. She's a native of Kerala, an engineer by profession, a teacher by vocation, and a writer and a speaker by choice. She is the first prize winner of Toastmasters in 3 different categories. Now I would like Ms. Joy to speak about general theme of today's panel discussion. And as we have shared the subtitles of the theme, she can speak and choose one of the subtitle and emphasize on that. Let's start with Joy Mary speaking to us, introducing the subject of today's panel discussion. Ms. Joy Mary, please. Please keep yourself to 3 to 4 minutes so that we cover many aspects. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Saleem, for your very kind words of introduction. Good evening, esteemed panelists, esteemed members, and all my dear friends. It is indeed a pleasure for me to be one of the panelists as part of this discussion. The basic unit of a society is none other than our family. A family is like a thread that sets a beautiful fabric. If the thread is strong, then that fabric will be strong. And so, a strong family sets a strong society. But what happens in today's scenario is our societies is facing a slow, silent crumble. And that comes from the building unit, the family. Each and every one of our family is associated with values, morals, ethics that we as parents give to our children, that we learn from those around us. When our morals, when our ethics, they start disintegrating, then our society does disintegrate. Today, I would like to highlight a couple of points, and one of which, a family's basic unit depends on 2 wheels, the mother, the father. I would like to highlight on the mother. The mother's role has seen a sea change in past so many decades, from primarily being a caregiver to donning several hats. Today, she's a working woman, takes care of her family, tends to the needs of her husband, her children, and her in-laws or even parents. She's a sister, she's a sibling, she dons several hats. And she is given the most responsible duty to create responsible individuals. And it takes nearly 20 years for her to create responsible individuals, that is, our children. It's up to her, and it depends on her. But when she has so many things that she has to handle at a time, it becomes difficult. And that's when she faces stress. Today's woman faces tremendous stress, juggling different roles at a time. And the fact remains that she rarely finds it easy to discuss or even get that kind of help. Why? Because it is expected from her. My mother did it. My grandmother did it. That was when they had to handle only a smaller circumspect of work. But today's woman, she juggles many things, and it isn't easy for her. Stress is when there is an imbalance in the different roles that she juggles. And when it starts spilling from different spheres, like her work, into her family life, and it starts affecting those around her, then it's time to understand that we need to give importance to a woman's health, mental, emotional health. Because until and unless a woman is mentally and emotionally balanced, she cannot do the role that is primarily given to her.
Ms. Joy,
Strong
thank you.
citizens.
Thank you very much for
Over to
beginning
you,
the
sir.
discussion. You will be again with us, and you can continue on the same point or even elaborate some other points later. Let's go to our next distinguished panelist, Mr. Dilip Kutty. Before that, let me highlight to you let me introduce Mr. Dilip Kutty. He is a distinguished businessman, born and brought up in Pune. Mr. Dilip Kutty is currently CEO of Oxytronics Medical Equipment Company. And on the other side, he is president of One India Association, Qatar. Recently, Qatar Tribune published his career growth with a title story, Journey of Door-to-Door Salesman to a CEO, which is an inspiration for all of us. Dilip has keen interest in society upliftment and social work. A young, dynamic person is the new generation of NRI holding high flag of the nation. I would like Dilip Kutty to come on the dais and please take up the further discussion on the main theme of panel discussion, challenges to our family values. Especially since you are CEO of a established company, I would like you to give us a link between a strong family and a strong economy.
Okay.
Mr. Dilip.
Good evening and salam alaikum. Thank you so much, Dr. Saleem, for giving a wonderful introduction. I also welcome all other guests as panelists and also all other guests who are attending this event. I want to thank Indian Friends Circle for inviting me for this wonderful discussion. Strong family, strong society, which is absolutely right and true, because if your family is strong, only then we can make this society strong. The points quickly I would like to highlight how to make strong family or where we are lacking in today's time is, I feel that as social media is increasing, use of mobile, digitalization and all, we have become parents. Now I see that most of the panelists are mothers and I am the only father. So I would like to highlight from a father's point of view that we are giving or we are spending very less time with our children. Most of the times are being spent on mobiles. I believe that parents should limit their time at least when they are at home in the evening time, especially for 3 to 4 hours strictly. If you are seeing, I have noticed this personally, and that's one of the reason I would like to highlight. I noticed that, being a businessman, I have to always respond to my staff, to my customers. And when I come at home, my children look at me, because in Gulf countries, you see, the family is very limited. The children cannot go out. They don't see their friends. And especially after Corona, when people were not able to move out, it was very difficult time. And children were looking up to their fathers or mother to help them or to play with them or to mingle with them. And parents are busy with their mobiles. So which is very sad. One day I felt so sad for my child, he took my mobile and hid it somewhere. So then I realized that how much it is, effect. Then I decided that I won't use, at least for 2 hours to 3 hours, I will not use my mobile at home, and I will give him sufficient time so that he is happy. And I was also surprised when I gave him time. After that, himself brought that mobile and gave to me. So what I would like to highlight to all the parents is that I'm sure this might be happening to most of the families, 99% of the families. I would like to tell them is that, how you treat your children or how much time you will give in today's time is the exact way they will respond to you when you will get old. We all will get old one day, when we will not be able to see mobile, when we will not be able to operate laptop. At that time, we'll have to depend on these children's. And these children's, if you don't give or give time to them, they won't give us time when we will need their time. So understanding this, at least you should invest on your old age by giving time to your children. This is one of the main topic that I would like to even discuss and detail.
Mr. Devi, thank you very much for highlighting this very important aspect and also giving a good solution as an example. We'll come to you next again. Now, before going to our next distinguished panel guest, I would like to inform our audience that families have declined more in the last 50 years than in the previous 6,000 years. It's a very alarming situation, and we have a lot of statistics which indicate that there are more adults in United States as compared to the married. Similarly, you will find more children are born out of wedlock. More couples choose to cohabit rather than marry. More than half of the old Hispanic children are raised in fatherless homes. And sadly, more countries in the world today have declining population growth. I now would like to welcome Ms. Ruchi Kapoor. She is an HR expert. She hails from Bijnor, UP. She is a certified executive coach from ICF, United States of America. And she is a talent management and organization development professional. She has over 15 years of professional experience with international organizations. She's also associated with One India Association since 2017. She has been serving the community through social service activities, and she is currently engaged in training of the workforce for 2022 World Cup event with the Supreme Committee of Delivery and Legacy. So we are delighted to welcome you, Ms. Ruchi Kapoor. Please speak on the central theme, and you are free to choose one or two sub-themes and discuss within a couple of minutes.
Thank you so much. First of all, thanks for inviting me for this panel and speak on this topic, which is, I think, very burning topic nowadays, and everyone acknowledges that. There are several research conducted which has proven again and again that society is, getting broken, family system is getting broken, and what to do about it. So I would fundamentally start with the question, why we need family and why we need society. And I will leave it there only for you all to think and reflect. And I will share my personal story first. 16 December 2016, my father came to Doha, Qatar, first time out of India. I was so happy and delighted that I got an opportunity to take my father around and show him what exists in Doha and how we live. And after just 1 week, he got sick with multiple organ failure, and I have to take him to Hamad Hospital. And I was with him for around 3 months. I did not look at my job. I did not look at my son. I did not look at my family, nothing. My life for 3 months was my father and Hamad Hospital. And after that, thanks God that he got recovered. And after that, I brought him to India. And then he spent 2 more years. And in June 2019, he left us forever. When I was looking after my father, my son told me one day, Mom, how you're looking after Nanu, I will look after you in your old age. So the point I'm making here is what we are lacking right now is role modeling. We expect our kids to be very ideal kids, but we don't perform that ideal actions. We don't do role modeling. We think practically it is okay to be like this or like that. But theoretically, we have to be idealistic. And it doesn't work. I'm so sorry to say that it doesn't work. Right now, what we are lacking big time is ethics, integrity, moral, whether in society or family. And it always originates from family because family makes society. So what happens then when we think that bookish knowledge is something different, go by the book is something different, but practicality is entirely different, my love. But it never happens that way. Practicality is not different. And it is very much possible to live life with morals and ethics. And it is very much possible, believe me, it is possible. And it gives you strength and confidence that you will be successful whatever you do. So the point what I'm making again and again, that this integrity or behavior or character full of integrity is big time missing in society. What gives us stress? And how stress? Because if you have to be aware and conscious all the time in an alarming state that somebody will cheat me, I cannot trust someone. So you are always in an alarming situation, getting very alert on everything. And if you are in that situation, then obviously you cannot be calm and comfortable and be in the moment. The biggest thing what is lacking is being in the moment, because we are wearing several hats, we are juggling several balls, and then we are nowhere at one point in time. That's the issue. And another thing is, when this happens,
Sushita,
I'm just finishing.
right.
When this
Okay.
happens, whole society system is basically broken and no one is happy. And that's what's happening. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that beautiful description with an example. We need to be role model for our children, and by serving our elders, that's a good example we can set. And that's very much within the reach of everybody.
Yeah.
And it is one of the, believe me, it is one of the soul, you can say, a food for soul. The compassion, the joy you feel through this service to your parent, it is uncomparable with anything else.
Yeah.
I would like to quote here wording from Prophet Muhammad. He said, "Paradise is beneath the feet of your mother."
Yes.
So no need to search for the soul solution or the satisfaction of the soul outside the family. Serve your family. And let me quote Mother Teresa here. She said, if you want to have peace in the world, work for peace in the world, go and love your family.
Absolutely.
It's so simple as that.
Absolutely. And as we speak, I am in India and I came to India because of my mother now. She was not well and I left everything. And this in Corona situation, I just traveled.
Great. Let me take up the issue further with our next panelist. I would like to call Dr. Ms. Khalida Parveen Sahiba. She is a senior most panelist on our panel today, and she's, I could say, I mean, that she's one of the most hardworking. In Hyderabad, she is known as a COVID fighter of Hyderabad. Ms. Khalida Parveen, at the age of 65, is doing a tremendous job, and she's a dedicated social worker, and her zest and zeal for humanity are best seen in her charity works during COVID-19. Last year, she arranged respectable and hygienic funerals for the COVID dead patients, free of cost, irrespective of caste and creed of the dead. when even this she has done when the situation was that even the relatives of the close relatives of the deceased were afraid to come for a funeral. She came forward and she did this tremendous service. She is founder of a society named Amumat. And the meaning of this word Amumat, let me tell you, it is motherhood. It's a very good name for an NGO and human service work. At the age of 65, as I said, she works day and night tirelessly, and many youngsters can't catch her face. She is recipient of numerous awards in India in recognition of her social services to the community. I would like Khalida Parveen Sahib to speak on our central theme and especially highlight some case studies of counseling and related to motherhood problems which she has faced. Ms. Khalida Parveen Sahib, please. Khalida Sahib, are you with us?
I'm here.
Yeah.
Hello.
Please. Yeah. So you have 3 to 4 minutes. Yeah, please go ahead with your talk.
A very good evening to all. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Especially for the organizer, Indian friend circle from Qatar, and my dear audience, and my panelists, and Saleem Saab. It's very, I'm very much delighted to be with you all this evening. My topic, just now mentioned as here, mother's role in the family, challenges to motherhood. Of course, marriage is a challenge. Many things are interrelated. Present days, it's very, very difficult. It's a great challenge for a mother to guide her own children because of the technology, you can say. And now, at present time, we are unable to stop this technology just because of COVID. Children are at home. They must use the technology to get their online classes. So it's a great challenge for her to control their children misusing the technology. Not only that, because of the pandemic, the whole family is sitting at home. They have no outing at all. The whole day, mother, father, and the children, the same house without any entertainment, any outing, and with the technology. We are getting plenty of domestic violence cases in which the children are also getting affected. Past 3 years, how much we got registered in Telangana domestic violence case? We got registered within 3 months of pandemic. This is a census here we are seeing. So we can see the increasing, the number increasing domestic violence when the parents are sitting at home. It's really it's a sad state to say. We need to give time to our children. We need to guide them because we are going to office and we are going out and giving our children schools, tuitions and all. Instead of that, when we are sitting at home with the children, we are unable to guide them because we are habituated to keep our children away. The name of school, the name of tuition, the name of madrasa, the name of so this and that and that. Early, one of our panelists said, we need to give time to our children, definitely. But the challenge is here, when we are staying together also, we are unable to guide them in a proper manner. At the same time, we are seeing the increase of domestic violence, husband and wife with there is small spark, small issues. It is getting end of the marriage life also, marital life also. Very small causes, very silly cases. It is becoming, it is getting or end of the marital relationship. So what I am telling, we completely forget the how to create a good atmosphere in the house to make our strong. Strong family means emotionally strong, economically strong, morally strong, in all means of strong family we need. Instead, we are habituated, we are running to earn money. Economically, we are trying to making a strong family. We left the moral values and other values. So this is, at this point, I'm telling my mothers, my sisters, and other brothers also, spare little time. Money is not everything. Children are most important for us. We need to guide them, because the society is nothing but a part of our family is a part of society. So if you want a
Thank you very much.
strong family, you need to take care of your neighbors. So
Ms. Khalida, Parveen, we will come back to you. If you allow me, we will come back to you. Sorry for interrupting here. We'll come back to you again. Let me give relief of 1 minute by giving a positive side of the family values. I would like our host to display one video clip on Mother. This is a 1958 film song. Just 1 minute, one clip. Let us look at it, a positive side of the story. Thank you very much for displaying this very beautiful and heart-touching words. As I told you, this is a memory of 1968, the family values, how they were depicted in media, whether it is film media at that time. And now, unfortunately, we are missing such things. Before we move on for issue-based discussion, I would like to call our last panelist, Dr. Sunita Chaturvedi. She's the highest qualified in our panel. That's why I kept her at the end. Sorry for delaying you, ma'am. Dr. Sunita Chaturvedi is in Qatar for the last 23 years. She's from Delhi. She has a passion for teaching and so DPSMI school. She also started a YouTube storytelling channel for kids. She's associated with many social and cultural organizations in Qatar, like Indian Women's Association, North Indian Women Association, ICBF, etc. We are happy to note that she is unanimously elected as president of the Indian Women's Association Qatar chapter, which will be formally announced soon. She very much enjoys her stay in Qatar. I would call Dr. Sunita to speak few words on the theme and you want to link with some of the talks which have been gone before you, it's your choice. Dr. Sunita.
Namaskar, and thanks to you, Indian Friends Circle, for giving me this opportunity. It's really the need for our very, very relevant topic, addressing the contemporary challenges to family values. I wanted to speak on the role of mother and the impact of media, but my panelists have already touched upon that. One thing I wanted to say, whenever we go for walks to Mia Park or something, I have seen kids in the pram having an iPad or some mobile or something, and the parents behind pushing the cart and talking. So many times I feel I should go to the parents and tell them that don't give this. Let the child see the birds, the trees, the greenery, people, other kids. You have brought him out for this. But it's engaged in that screen that some video game is going on and on. Because as a teacher, I've seen in senior classes, because the kids' parents are busy in their life, as the panelists have discussed, there's so many other duties to perform, and especially in Qatar. So they're giving less time comparatively. And as I said, it's good for us to be away, like the child is busy. Even if you go to a friend's place, you give the iPad to the child and sit there and carry on like that thing. So that is one thing. And the role of the mother, I feel that family values are very important, and it is the structure and well-being of the family. If a child knows that he or she has certain chores to do in the house, that is sharing the responsibility, distribution of work like vacuuming or doing the utensils or laying the bed or something, if they know, they are also happy that they are contributing to the family welfare. And the mother also has some time to herself or to do other things, and they all can sit together, listen to a story, watch a TV program during these COVID days, or go to open parks and beaches. Because if the mother is under this pressure to finish all the work by her own, then it is difficult. So the modern value crisis is mainly due to the narrow perception of good life, which overplays the importance of material values. Happiness, peace, and contentment are normally seen as roadblockers in the path of success. Not criticizing each other, rather, we should be focusing on how we can grow together. That is the purpose. What are we leaving behind for our future generations? So instead of blaming the mother or the father or the circumstances, it is better to find a way within our limited sphere. So, and that's, I think, ethics are very important, and care should be given, not only to preserve, but also to promote it. Hopefully hopefully more practice from all of us will leave the world a better place for future generations. That is the purpose of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll come back to you again. Let us go to some specific details of the topic. We would like to know what are the challenges to motherhood in the current, background, in our present time, back home in India, or as NRI, or people settled in the West. It's a common issue. Can you tell us, each panelist, few examples of challenges in different culture and different countries? What are the challenges this motherhood is facing? Because the motherhood is very critical, and it is in fact the starting point for the family. I shall recall and quote here a poet of the East, Dr. Iqbal, who was a philosopher, thinker, a teacher, a lawyer. 100 years back, he spoke when he was studying in UK and Germany. He saw the upcoming changes in the family values 100 years back, and he quoted a few things which come now after 100 years, like he predicted rightly. He said, when a lifestyle calls for shunning motherly desire, when a civilization, a lifestyle call for shunning mother's desire, funeral preparation for humankind begins. As we see now, we have childlessness has become a lifestyle. Okay? That's just one point to quote here. Let me take some examples, some points of discussion on this topic. Starting, let me go to our other panelist, or whoever is ready, please come forward. Let's discuss on this point.
Go ahead, madam.
Challenges to motherhood. Yeah, please.
On challenges to motherhood.
Yeah.
Yes. So one of the challenges is the choice that a woman has to make, especially in these kind of times, between career and whether she wants to spend that much time raising a family. So this is one of the core reasons why many people give more priority to their career, and then they start their married life much later. And as a result, the childbearing age of a mother is now raised to 30 plus. And that becomes a bit difficult at that point of time to have children as easily as our mothers or grandmothers did, because they got married at a more, fertile reproductive age group. So this is one of the main causes for this.
Okay.
And the fact remains that there is, so can I add one more thing? The thing is, there's a lot of societal pressure on women to make sure that we do everything and we have a family, but we cannot do it as per our wish. That is one thing.
Yeah.
Over
I
to
think you made a very good point. Let me call Mr. Dilip here. What do you say about the second point, which Ms. Joy said, that women has to do everything and men share a little? Indirectly, she was telling that we share very little.
I would definitely like to share what I see at my home. My wife is also a teacher. So especially to your question about the present scenario, what is the challenges to the mothers? I see that my wife has to wake up at 4 o'clock to get ready and to go for school or to attend online schooling till 2 o'clock. After that, after she comes, then we expect her to cook the food, and then she has to do cooking and then feed kids, spouse, and then after this she has to finish housework, and then she has to take half an hour or 1 hour rest. If she gets it, she is lucky. After that, again children's kids education, and after that again housework. It's tough. It's not tough. I don't think any man can do it, but yes, what men can do is they can help their wives in doing some of the house core works. By this they can share their responsibility, and women are having, especially working women, it is very tough.
Dilip, you made a good balance here. It's a balancing between family and work. So both men and women, they need to balance, and they need to see that family comes first rather than career. At least some stage in your life, you have to take a decision. Otherwise, you will break the family. So let's go to our other panelist. Anybody wants to add on this challenges to motherhood in our current setup? Why there are so many challenges?
Yes.
Is there something to do with the life of child?
Yes, there are. Can I?
Yeah, please. Yeah. It's open.
One more challenge I feel. One more challenge I feel for the present mothers. The school curriculum is also a problem for mothers. The school curriculum.
Can you explain how it is? How it is a challenge?
When we were students in the school, our mother they didn't face this one. Nowadays the mother face, because in the school curriculum there was some moral science, some that will be taught in the schools, and apart from that, there is drill period and many more physical activities were there in the school. Nowadays, the school curriculum is completely centric of just getting knowledge, and sometimes now the present in India, some syllabus is completely in a going wrong direction, and now the mother is also facing this kind of challenge, because to explain the truth, she can't give the knowledge of that book, and she can't give the correct, she can't correct the history or the school teaching.
Okay, I think what the point you are making is like overloading of knowledge in our especially Indian curriculum and all. So which is definitely it's adding to stress to not only to student, children, our children, but also to parent. That point is well taken. Now let me have another video clip here before we proceed. Our host, please display video clip on mother, number 2 video clip. Mr. Abdulaziz. Are you ready with the display? Thank you very much for displaying this video clip. As you have seen, and just one example, that there are around 15,000 old widows living in holy city of Vrindavan, whereas their kids are alive and they have been forced to stay there. This is a problem associated with motherhood.
एक बात कहूँ इसके related.
I will take your call, okay? If you don't mind. Just I'm trying to link between the two. This is an issue which can be clubbed as an old age issue, or also it can be taken as a negative side of the pressure on motherhood. When you see such example that at the end of her sacrifice for the whole life, a mother is forced out from home while her children are enjoying well-off life. This is what is one of the worst example we have. It is there in all communities. We are not pinpointing any community here. I have taken examples from our society, irrespective of what's our religion, irrespective of what is our culture and all. So now I will go back to Khalida Parveen Sahib after a few minutes. Let me call Sunita Chaturvedi here. Sunita, as you have seen, we are speaking about challenges to motherhood. Kindly, you can intervene here and add your valuable point. After that, we will go to our other panelists, Ms. Kapoor as well. Yeah, Dr. Sunita.
Yes, and it is the very sad situation that we see. Though not in at our level, most of us here, we have our parents at home, taken proper care of, the helpers at home or with other relatives. But what you have seen is also true. It's a large number of parents have been asked to leave the house and go wherever they can, whosoever gives support to them. I feel that to some extent, not fully, but to some extent, the financial economic crisis or economic condition of the children is one of the factors that goes for this, because earlier they were living in a smaller house or in the village or smaller. Now they are in a city, they have only 2 rooms or something. And the clash between the daughter-in-law and the mother-in-law or father-in-law, whatsoever, that actually forces the boy to take, the son to take such a decision. So,
okay. Sorry. Let me ask Dr. Ruchi Kapoor, do you agree on this point that is it maybe economic pressure that is responsible for such harsh treatment of mothers? It could be one factor, but how much?
One of the factors.
I would say that, economic is, if I am eating one bread, I can give one bread to my mother also. I think it's more than that. Yeah, it's more than that. I think it's one thing on the root is materialism versus spirituality. we are moving towards materialism a lot, where we keep our needs and our desires on top of anything else. This is one
Yeah, I agree
reason.
with you. I agree
And
with you. There was one example in the same episode, the video I showed you. There is one mother whose son is an NRI in US, an
yeah,
IT engineer, and she
yeah,
is forced out of home, and she's waiting with her bag ready every day, thinking my son is coming. So such a,
yeah.
pitiable situation, as you rightly said, it's lack of feelings, spirituality.
Yeah, it's all about values. It's all about that we don't have God-fearing attitude nowadays. It's all about materialism. It's all about collecting money. And also, moving away from our roots. Modernization, I think, is taking toll on all these things, where we do not have our culture, our rituals, our morals, our bindings, our love, empathy, and, that connection with family, whether it's your parents or your children. When I was making
Yeah,
this decision to come to my mother now in India, so I told my husband, because my husband has been hesitating because of coronavirus situation. And I said, if it would be your child and he's sick in this situation, would you think of corona? He said, no. At any cost, I'll go. I said, then same with parents. At any
yeah.
cost,
Thank
I
you.
will go.
Yeah, thank you. It's a
That's
good
the thing.
point. And, Dr. Ms. Khalida Sahiba, you can intervene here.
Yeah.
You wanted to make
Yes.
some point. Yeah, please. Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking about the same thing. The time of Corona, when the deaths were peak in Hyderabad, 2 bodies from orphanage, not orphanage, sorry, in the old age home, we shifted from the old age home to graveyard. Because of the Corona, they got died. We got a call from them because we were arranging a free vehicle to shift the Corona dead bodies from hospitals to graveyard. We shifted. That time I have seen the entire old age home. Almost everybody was sick there. Almost everybody was sick there. I really felt, of course, nowadays the old age homes are increasing. Maybe there are some sort of pressure on them. Maybe they are out of the state now, they are out of the country, they are sending their parents, but that is not good. That is really, it's a painful thing. I viewed, I am witnessing, they are in a pathetic condition. They want their children. That 2 bodies, we did, our children did the last rites.
Yeah. Thank you for the good work your society is doing. Mr. Dilip, you would like to add some point on this theme, sub-theme what we are discussing, old age and motherhood together.
Thank you. Yes, definitely. I would like to add some points. First of all, we have to understand that, we are seeing few thousands compared to millions of children who are taking care of their parents. But yes, definitely this is also wrong and this should not happen. Yes, lack of emotions are there. Why it is there? Because the values were, as per my opinion, is that the values that had to be created on the right time was not created. Maybe those children were not brought according, and what they saw, what they might have done to their parents, or what they might have seen, they repeated that. That is why, as Miss Ruchi at the start itself said, that we have to set an example and to show our children. Children repeat parents, they follow what parents do. So we have to set an example and show them that
Yes,
this is how you have to take
yes.
care.
Yeah, Dilip, I think our audience also some text message I saw, they are sending the same point, they are raising the same point. They
Yes.
say that our education is missing that value input.
So
The
values,
character
creation of values are very important. So maybe there is one more other aspect is that some parents, they become so means they ignore children's mistakes. They love so much their children that whatever mistakes they do, still they will praise them, they'll keep them, and these are the parents who suffer the most at their old age time. If the children are not punished or not corrected at the right time, then you are obviously you will face these types of issues,
and now,
problems.
Dilip, you have taken us to another, I think, turn of the discussion. Let me involve Ms. Kapoor here. Is it that, very few people are having this, negative example of uh, not caring mothers and father or elderly people? Is it worth giving a thought, and is it more than what we say? How much percentage, if it comes to your mind based on the observation? I'm not talking about only the last stage, or you can say the uh, extreme level of curse to parent. I'm talking about disrespect to parent also at elderly age.
I would
Because
say
one of
it
the
would
things is their
be,
emotion.
I
Yeah.
would say it would be probably 70-30. I think 70% people take care of their parents. I don't think so anybody would ignore or disregard them. It's only 30% or probably 20% is the strata which would do that.
No, I'm talking to you at the level of emotional respect of the parent. Let's say emotional treatment.
Yeah,
I'm not
even
telling
I would say emotional
Yeah.
treatment also. I think 70% of the people, they still have binding with their parents, and they
This
don't.
you are talking about Indian background or including the West?
No, I'm talking about Indian purely because I have not seen the
So,
West. So I've just heard
yeah.
about it. So I can't comment.
Okay. No, actually, you see, India is well known for a strong family bond, and
Yes,
we are proud of that. But we
we
are
are lucky.
losing that. We are losing that. You see,
Yes,
loss of
yes,
30%.
yes,
Loss of 30% at our now at this time.
yes,
If the progression goes in the same direction, what will happen after another 2-3 decades?
yes,
It may be a reverse
exactly.
figure. It may become 70-30.
Exactly. And
So,
because I think the main reason is again the same, that we are moving away from our roots. We are moving away from our basics, of Indian society, because we are lucky enough to have such kind of culture and ritual and such rich, strong moral values towards family and society. But I don't know, due to modernism, due to continuous trigger from media, our young generation is kind of obviously losing all this, and that's how we
yes,
have to
okay,
come
right.
together and bring that back.
Let me initiate another theme.
I would like to just
Yeah,
So,
speak,
I
please.
think the ratio what Ruchi ji said, I would just like to add there. It might be only 2% or 3%, Ruchi ji. If you compare
Probably.
the 6 billion, 7 billion population and compare the amount of orphanages or people left alone, so it should be around 2 or 3% or 4% at the maximum that will be left out. So it largely 95% of children take care of their parents.
Okay, Dilip, we pray
Thanks for
that your
correcting.
scenario.
And I
I
love
pray
that.
that.
I love myself
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
wrong in
I
that.
also. Yes, I wish what Dilip is saying that figures come in reality. But we are talking about different levels of mistreatment and disrespect to parent. So
sir, may
compared
I
to
add
the
one
previous
point?
time, yeah,
So, may
please,
I add one point, sir?
enjoy.
So, regarding disrespecting your parents, I think it basically depends on how we are brought up. If we are corrected right from a very, as many of the panelists have already said, if we are corrected
You
and if we
already,
are
I
taken
think
to the
you
right
already
path,
said it is role model, is it not? You said about
it's
role model
basically,
before. It's the same.
yes, basically our parents. And sir, may I bring in the fact that moral education in
Yeah.
schools and religion, the role that religion plays in our family life, the importance of prayer, the importance of celebrating different festivals, etc. All that gives certain values to our children. As a result, when they grow up, they will hold on to this and they will use it as a moral compass to move ahead in life. And this is what, so whatever we teach, we got from our parents, our grandparents. So if we teach and if we take the trouble of teaching our children, then surely our children see how we treat our parents. If my son sees me talk to my parent and my in-laws regularly, I'm sure he will do the same for me.
Right.
Maybe
Okay.
he will, maybe he might not. But general statistics say that what we do is what we get back. I feel that way. Over to you, sir.
Right. Right. Dr. Sunita, see, I just talked about percentage here just to enlarge the discussion. Okay, certain things, what we see, even 1% bad thing happening to one of the parent, it will maybe motivating most of us. So it's a human value, as Khalida Sahib said. So they were moved by the dead bodies unclaimed by their children, even if it is COVID case. As Ruchi Kapoor did a very good decision to go and serve her mother, defying any sort of risk. You cannot have a risk more than anything at the value of you can say it's a more precious thing for you. When you say your family is more valuable, you can take on those risks. Now let me invite Khalida Saiba here to intervene. And as Ms. Joy was talking about moral values and religious role in holding this uh, respect for all family members, whether they are young or old age. So sometimes there is a case of orphan boy or girl. So let us cover what could be a role model we can take or a inspiration we can take from some religious background. Ms. Khalida, Parveen, can you tell us something on that point, please?
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. As a Muslim woman, and my examples, I took example from my religion, this Islam. Islam has set up many good examples for us to follow. Okay, Prophet Muhammad is a great example, and his teachings are very much needful for the whole mankind. For me, I take always Aisha, the wife of Prophet Muhammad, then Khadija, Prophet Muhammad, wife. Many woman character we can see. Their day-to-day life, we can get much more example from their day-to-day life. So if we teach to our children, not just making them to sit somewhere, every day while sleeping, we have our grannies used to say like that, grandmothers, nani and dadis, they used to tell stories while sleeping. So I am as a Muslim woman, I can give plenty of examples. I can give plenty of stories like this from the lives of the Prophet Muhammad and the companions and the Nabi regarding the respecting the elders, the loving towards the creatures, and the responsibilities towards the neighbor. And
Thank you very much, Khalida.
treating everybody into equality.
Yeah. Thank you very much. It's I wanted few points on that. So you have rightly said that a lot of injunctions in the Holy Quran as well. I could read from one of the scholar telling that 1/3 of the verses of Quran, 1/3, 33% of the verses dealing with the injunctions or rulings from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from our creator, is they say it is related to family values. If you count the number of verses, it may exceed more than 300 and above. So it's a good resource for us. But let me come back to you, Khalida. Now with this, when you say you have a lot of Islamic injunctions, then why such things are happening in the Muslim community? Recently, we have seen a very sad case, tragic case. I think one of our daughter of our country, Aisha, committed suicide. Why this is happening? Yeah. Why this is happening in Muslim society when they have such a vast, inspirational and examples from the religion? Can you tell us, please, what is your analysis?
Yeah, the teachings of the Islam is there, but the people who are practicing, who are following the religion is not practicing. It's very painful for me to say the so-called preachers, we can say, some ulamas, maybe I am very sorry to say, but they even didn't give the correct teachings, all teachings to the society, for the community. They gave some, they had some.
Okay.
Followers of Islam
let me
know
let me stop
the
you here.
Quran. The followers of the Islam should know the Quran to read and understand and follow. That is their responsibility.
Okay.
Because this is
Thank you
lacking
very
in the
much.
community.
Yeah, thank you very much, Khalida Sarva here. So see, this is just an example that we have a good resource for our, correcting the social evils in our society. Let us refer to the sources. One of the point what she's making is awareness is required, and that on that front. Now we have some more issues. Let us take up one more small video clip on domestic violence. This is one of the sub-theme. Our host, please display this video clip on domestic violence. Dr. Sunita, I would like to start with you a discussion on this domestic violence. There could be many points on this. Let us talk about whether or not the woman, say like a mother-in-law or sister-in-law, how much is their role in promoting or controlling domestic violence, according to your observation?
Yes, it has been observed and told it is major role, and they are behind this. When the man or the husband hits his wife, it's always instigated by the other ladies in the house, as we know. And because of the society, I think it's in all religion or all sections of society, the men have a kind of permission from the society that he can control his wife in whichever way. So I think that is the basic reason. And that is the reason why the women don't complain much, because they feel that if the husband or has done that, like everybody is facing in my house also it's like that. So that's kind of accepted norm in our societies. I'm not talking of the all, but just a few.
No, that's fine. Let me intervene here. How can women help reduce this thing? Like in-laws, mother-in-law, sister-in-law, any counseling or anything of these in-laws, whether this is required to control it, because you forget about police intervention or registering FIR, those things are very less, practically not possible in many times. So,
no. Social counseling plays a very important role, and there are, in the family, if it is most, the best solution is within the family, some elder person or somebody intervenes and gets it sorted out.
Okay. Now, let me ask Mr. Dilip, what is the role of this pressure related to customs related to dowry? How do you link that with domestic violence? Mr. Dilip.
Yeah. Thank you. See, domestic violence, if you see, majority it happens because of uneducation, where also, as Dr. Sunita ji correctly said, that it happens across all the sections of religions and people. It happens mainly males. They feel that, they have the right to dominate a woman. It is changing. Now the time has changed. domestic violence, what was used to happen 30 years back or 50 years or 100 years back, I think the scenario has completely changed. It's reducing because now women have become educated, self-dependent, independent. So they have come out of this, domestic violence. This is what.
Let me ask Mr. Kapoor whether you agree with this, that domestic violence is decreasing.
Well, I don't know whether it is decreasing. Probably, apparently, it is not that obvious now, but and probably level has changed. Before it was physical and now it's emotional more than that. But I don't know whether it is decreasing, but I think the role of mother is very, very important to control that or to reduce that further. Because whatever kids see in their own household impacts him, that he can also beat his wife if he's seeing his mother is being beaten by his father. And if his mother is telling it's okay, you can do the same with your wife, or why are you not doing it with your wife? So I think the role of mother is very important.
I would agree with Ruchi ji. Now maybe domestic violence has changed to emotional violence. That is absolutely true.
Yeah.
Can I add something on emotional abuse?
Please. I wanted to ask you a specific part. So you are one of our young panelists here. Tell us, how can a woman physically encounter this violence? Do you want to train them self-defense? Tell me.
Self-defense is a very good. So self-defense is a very good option, but the fact remains that they have to remain in the same house.
Yes.
So I don't know if I self-defend, how far the marriage will go ahead. But frankly speaking, domestic violence does exist, and now from physical, especially as women go out more to work and their level of education has also increased, it is more dealing with, like what Ms. Ruchi mentioned, emotional abuse. And emotional abuse is very, very degrading for that individual itself, because it breaks that person.
I agree with you. Let me quickly go to some other points. Now it's like we agree that it has changed maybe the form. And in fact, when you see outside India, irrespective of the education level or economic status of people, this phenomena is very much existing. And we see sometimes more violent than what we see in India. Let's take another important, scenario.
One point I need to add here.
Okay, please.
Can I? Today also we got registered one case. Husband is MCA, wife BTech. So there is no point of illiteracy here. Both are educated. She got married giving 8 lakhs dowry. And since day one, he is staying with mother-in-law. Ladki ke maa ke paas hote hain. They are staying with the wife's house. They had 2 children. She got forcefully aborted 2 children. Entirely domestic violence.
Thank you very much. Khalida, thank you for giving a live example for that. It's a really, the real example speak a lot about the scenarios. Now, connecting to the same point, abortion, we have a small clip. Our host, you are requested to play one video clip, please. Thank you very much. It's sad to see this situation. I would like to ask here, Dr. Sunita, this scenario, female abortion of the feticide, female feticide, I believe we say it is more, comparatively more in North India. Can you tell us what could be the reason?
I believe it was so earlier, especially in Rajasthan and yes, you can say full of North India. But now I'm not aware of this because our relatives, cousins, we have 2 daughters or 1 daughter or whatever. not, I'm not aware of this still happening. It used to be.
Okay, okay. Any figure, anybody can tell us what is the law in our country? Because there is a law prohibition of this testing, preconception, prenatal diagnostic technique, that kind
Yes,
of
at
test
present,
are permitted.
doctors are not officially allowed, but as she was explaining in this, they have this mutual kind of thing that they can find out.
Ms. Kapoor, can you tell us what's your reading of this subject? How can we, generate awareness to stop such things? If somebody has written a very good word, end discrimination at home level.
Exactly.
Discrimination,
I think this is more to educate girls. This is more to educate them from the very beginning, because with that clip, what you have shown, I feel that this is all happened. It's not only husband is involved, his mother is also involved there. I don't think so any men will take that decision and go to doctor to do that until and unless mother-in-law is involved. So
thank you for giving a good comment to male to men.
Yeah, no, I really I feel that it is a woman issue, and I think they are involved fully in that, instigating even men on that you have girls, I need boy, and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's all related to education there from the very beginning. Girls to be taught.
Yeah, that's right. Let me ask Dilip here. Dilip, do you have a daughter?
Yes, I have a daughter.
Sorry for being personal, but that's a very, very, God's, important gift, best gift, I should say, is a daughter.
Yes.
Tell me, if you have a boy and girl, which time, when they were born, you were more happy with the daughter or with the son?
Okay. First, I will tell you about the penalties that you wanted to know.
You like a perception. Yeah, please.
Yeah, there are huge penalties on detecting the sex of the conceived baby. Even the center that does the test, they can get closed. The person who does it can get jailed, and there is huge financial penalties also for this type of activities if done. Secondly, the question that you asked, where I felt more happy, yeah, I felt happy on becoming a father rather than on the child. When I became first time father, my total emotional level changed. That was the first time when I realized what is being a father, and I understood my father that moment. After that moment, I understood what a father's feeling is, to be very honest. This is what
Okay.
I felt. I never
Thank you very much. Dilip, thank you very much. We are short of time. Just winding up now. Ms. Joy, you see, I had some figures from 1960. Ratio of male per 100 female in India was 102.4, which dropped, which worst in 2011, 109 male per 100 female. It's like roughly say 9 to 10% women we are missing. And if you do some statistical calculation, the number goes in crores. We are missing crores of women in India. Indian Women Association and all of us, we need to do a lot. Tell me what can be done, Ms. Joy.
So basically, women are women's best foe. We can be the best foe of another woman. We can be her best friend. And and it doesn't depend on our education. If as a mother or a mother-in-law, I take my daughter-in-law or daughter in that level as a woman, then definitely it can never happen. And it happens from families. It doesn't happen with education, sir. It happens with families. No matter how highly educated we are, until and unless we are set certain examples by our own parents or our family members, we will never change our mindset. I have seen people who might be hardly educated but are very supportive of their daughters-in-law, and very well-educated people who abuse them.
Right. Thank you very
It
much.
depends from
Khalida.
our families. Thank you,
Right.
sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Khalida, Parveen, your comment on this? Any case study you had, counseling you had on this subject?
Yeah, we should give counseling to the woman. Premarital counseling is must for youngsters. That can be done in every place, every house, also in every center, every house we can do. Empowering women morally and spiritually, we can stop such kind of discrimination.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, we are almost there, for completion as per scheduled time. Just as a takeaway, I would like to hear from you, each one of you, one sentence. What is the takeaway of this panel discussion? Let's start with Mr. Dilip.
Sir, but I will not complete in one sentence. You have to give me 2 minutes. So what we learn and what we understand through, because what is the main reason for conducting this event is to how to make a strong family. So I'll just go through 3-4 points how we can make our family strong. First of all, we have to ensure quality time we spend with our children, with our spouse, with our parents. This is the first point. Second point is to need to create values within children. When you create values within the children will follow that footsteps. Increased mobiles and social media has made people less tolerant, so it should be less used. And what you will do at home, your children will follow that. Rather than sitting with a mobile in home, you decide that we will sit with a book in hand, and children will follow that. Like Dr. Sunita ji said, when they are going to garden, they see people with the tab and all. That's a sad state. Relations are taken for granted today. Relations has to be built on a stronger base. So that is one of the important part. Then children should be encouraged for reading books and teamwork, like sharing the work at home should also set an example. Parents should set an examples for children. So if you do all these things, I think we can make a better family. This is my conclusion.
Thank you very much. Let me ask Ms. Kapoor.
So what I would say, one thing I think we did not touch on, and it's very, very important. Apart from whatever Dilip said, I agree. But apart from that, one thing what parents do today, forcing their ambitions on their kids. Like, for example, if I cannot become a doctor, I want my kid to be a doctor. And this is really horrible. I have seen again and again, they are forcing them too much to become what they want them to become, rather than letting them blossom what is their gifts God has given them, And I always give in my training the example of a mango tree. I said mango seed is that's this much and carries huge tree. Nobody teaches mango tree how to become a tree, mango seed how to become a tree. He doesn't go to any university, but he becomes a beautiful tree. So let your kid blossom in his own way, what he meant to be. Give him time and patience to be, in his true sense, the individual, what God has brought him to be. So that's very, very important. Parents have to be a little patient and let them grow.
Thank you very much. That's a good point. Parenting in the millennial age was one of our sub-themes. Thank you for briefing on that. Dr. Sunita, what is your takeaway point?
My takeaway would be the one line that is, you do your bit in your house as a mother, as a daughter, as a wife. You do your bit, and the result, like you teach your kids and with the support of your partner, husbands, that this house will send happy people outside the house. And once the happy people outside the house, they would, that's a kind of a chain reaction. We have seen many videos in that. So that would create more happy people, and the happy people will make a happy society. So strong
Thank you.
family will make a strong society.
Thank you very much. Now, Ms. Khalida, Parveen, one or two words, two sentences on your takeaway points.
My takeaway for today evening is your family should be your first priority. Take care of your children, love your children, respect your elders. This is very much important for you. Your family should be first priority. Then think about the neighbor, your street, your society, the whole nation. Strong family, strong society. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, I think we will conclude with our Toastmaster again, a concluding point, a punching point from Ms. Joy.
I have a couple of takeaways. First takeaway.
I have given
that
you as a Toastmaster, you know, the punching point.
Okay, sir.
It has to be short and hitting to the point.
Punchy.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, right.
The challenge of today's society is centered on our families. And it is our families that we have to focus on by setting good examples as mothers, as parents, not only for the children, but for the children to carry on ahead in their lives. And this is one thing that as mothers, as parents, we need to do. The other thing is try and put away with technology around us during your family time. Prioritize our families. Only then we will get that strong society. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Really,
Dr. Saleem, one last point I want to mention. If we will just adopt one thing, that children are our real asset. It's not financial, it's not material, it's just children, consider them our real asset. I think it takes its own course.
Yeah, that's a great point. And also I wanted to highlight that, you know, your family, your children, they are your greatest asset. It is the same wording which has come in the Holy Quran, that the family is termed as signs of your Lord in the universe. It is a miracle given by your God. Your family is a miracle. You can say the best asset you have. And as I told you, again, my takeaway will be Mother Teresa's quote: what you can do to promote world peace, go home and love your family. Another point I would like to highlight here, again, quoting Dr. Iqbal, introduced him earlier. He had written a very great poem. It's a very lengthy and, piece, a masterpiece on women and respect for women, written 100 years back in Persian language. The title only I will read, title of the poem. He says, continuation of human species derives from motherhood, and preservation and honoring of motherhood is the foundation of religion. So we need to approach religion from that point of view, take it as a first, perhaps most important resource to get the values we were talking about. So irrespective of whatever belief we have, we should be open to get knowledge on values from each other's experiences, sharing each other's resources. Last point I would like to say is extend the boundaries of your family. If we love our country, let me extend a little bit to my neighboring family. From my family to near relatives, it should not be a nucleus family. Try to expand a little bit, maybe 10%, 50%, whatever you can afford. So that way, we can spread the values of the family. We can enforce in the society more in a natural way, and it will be taken over by next generation. So our aim should be from a strong family, from a united family to a united, not nations, not united, regions, but united humans. We should love human being as such, because he is part of the human society at large. One human as you have one India movement, we should have a one human concept. Because the love has no boundaries. If our children get love and affection and care for a human being, starting with family member, if they take it and go into the world, they will make this world really like a paradise on earth. Thank you very much. It was a great time. I enjoyed a lot and learned also a lot from our panelists. And I'm also thankful to our viewers and listeners for their valuable time. And more importantly, I'm thankful to convener of this program for IFC, and also my thanks to host of this beautiful session and technical assistance provided by the whole team. Thank you one and all. Mr. Farooq,
I
it
would
is
like
over
to
you.
conclude with one share here, if you allow me, Dr. Saleem. That my
No, it is
message to all of you is just be like a chirag, you know. जहां रहेगा वहीं रोशनी लुटाएगा, किसी चिराग का कोई मकान नहीं होता. So not only family, be in society, don't stuck with a chirag ka makam, just lutao your roshni everywhere. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. So it's a good point to end with a share in the Urdu. Thank you. Mr. Farooq, now it is over to you.
Thank you very much. It was a very energetic session, and the thirst, I think everybody is feeling to listen more about the same subject, but inshallah we will have more sessions. I hope if we can, we will have more sessions of this type, and we will call upon all our today's panelists to join with us, inshallah. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And I saw the participant also participated very actively by sending the messages, and some of the messages were also picked up by Dr. Saleem. Thanks for that. Like with this, I myself got some idea, action plan to make my family, strengthen my family, and make the society strong. So I believe all of you have got some action plan and will start working on it, inshallah. With this, I thank all of you on behalf of Indian Friend Circle, the platform which aims to bring the people together and do some activities that will strengthen the society. Last thing I will ask whoever joined in our event announcement, there is a link provided for in the PDF for registering. If you register for the further events, we can call you or we can invite you. I hope all have some points that they are carrying, and they will follow up, inshallah. Thank you very much, and by this we will end our today's session.
I want to thank Dr. Saleem and Mr. Sheikh Mohammed for hosting and being a wonderful moderator. Though you gave me 1 minute less, but it's okay.
We
And of
agree
course,
with you.
Dr. Sunita, Miss Joy.
That's why I want you people to be in next some events. If we have some, inshallah, we will join again, inshallah.
Thank you so much
Yes, it
for
was.
making us a part of this discussion. It was indeed a very enlightening one for us also. At least for me.
Yes, so much to learn from others and very fruitful sessions. And as I said in the beginning, that's the need of the hour. We need to look at it. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you
much,
so much.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you.
Bye.
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 Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Joy. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye. Bye, ma'am.
Thank you.
Bye.
Dilip, I can answer you. You are here or gone?
Dilip,
Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.